All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Homestead. I'm Eric,
I'm Melissa.
and this is Tilted K Homestead. And this is our first
It is
live.
our first live.
So we'll see how this goes.
Well, we have Michigan Life,
Hey, Michigan Life.
White Rock Homestead.
Hey, neighbors.
It's all Grady.
Hey, that's them, Marcel and Denise and Gage.
It is. All right.
Those guys are awesome, aren't they?
They are.
We
I
are
love hanging with them.
we are so lucky that we were able to meet and hang out, and we really think alike in a lot of ways, have the same views on a lot of things.
Yeah, we're
And
pretty much working on some of the same goals.
Yeah, and we're working on the same goals. They also have a channel. You guys should definitely check them out. It's all Grady. They got a fantastic channel. They're doing some amazing stuff over there right now. Who else is out there?
So Michigan Life wants to know, when you think of freedom in life, what does it look like?
Oh, well, that is a very, very good question. And actually, us becoming homesteaders and doing this, for me personally, had a lot to do with freedom. I don't really think that I had as much freedom working a 9 to 5 job, trapped in a house with a mortgage.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, I know that's the American dream, but I kind of felt like a slave to it. And it just wasn't making me happy at all. And freedom to me really is about enjoying being alive, really. Like here in Arkansas, we have a lot of freedoms that we didn't have back on the East Coast.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we were heavily regulated in the East Coast, but that's a different kind of freedom. But the personal freedom we have now to be able to get up, choose what we're going to do, pick the projects we want. We don't want to do something, we don't have to.
No, we get to decide what we're doing.
We get to decide.
We get to decide how we're living our life.
That's right, how we're living our life, what direction our life is going to take. And nobody is going to really get the chance to determine that for us. Part of what we're doing here, you can see behind us, is our garden. We're going to have a market garden here, and that is our business.
Yeah, we're trying to turn it into a business.
We're trying to turn it into a business, and whether that business succeeds or fails is 100% us. Like, I don't have to go to a boss and ask for a raise or a promotion or go look for another job. If I want my business to be successful, I have the freedom to just work harder to make it successful. I hope that answers your question.
All right. So, White Rock Homestead. Hey, Tilted K, Jason and Tara.
Hey,
Hi,
Jason and Tara.
Welcome.
Welcome. We've been watching your channel, and I've been watching Coffee Talk. That's very interesting.
Ooh, we like the rabbit hutches.
Yeah, hutches were really, really nice. We're also going to get meat rabbits here probably in the fall. I don't think we're going to do it till then because the heat around here and the stress of the new environment, and really
we have a lot going on right now.
We have a ton going on right now, and I don't think we can give them the attention that they would need.
No.
So we're just going to hold off to the fall to get meat rabbits. But we did get chickens. If you saw, I think, our last video, we got our baby chicks, and they are in the brooder in our little shelter. And they're doing okay now.
They are. We did have some issues in the beginning.
Yeah, we had some pretty heavy losses.
Been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. We had some heavy losses in the beginning. And then a couple more losses at the last week, I think, but beginning of this week. I think it's part of it. I think some of it might be what we're doing. I'm not really sure, but our replacement birds will be here tomorrow, so that's nice. We're looking forward to that. And boy, let me tell you something. Those Cornish cross birds,
Mhm.
they are like a pack of dogs. So they see that little food trough and boom, they're right on it. And they don't leave. They got their heads buried in there.
Some of them sleep right next to it.
That's right. They'll eat and then they'll go to sleep and then they'll wake up and they'll stick their heads back in again.
Yeah.
We actually ended up taking their feed away at night because I'm worried that they might just eat themselves to death, which I've heard that Cornish cross can do. Now,
they can do. Yeah.
yeah. Now, our layers are not as voracious eaters as that by any means, but they pack away some good food too. And they're learning to fly. They're already jumping over the border that I made in our brooder to separate our meat chicks from our laying heads. They're jumping up there and jumping down and flying around.
They're starting to fly.
Yeah.
They're starting to fly over.
Yeah, they're getting
They
their
wanna
wing
know who's
feathers.
on the other side.
So I might have to put one more barrier up there to keep them from getting on the other side because I don't want them to jump over and then be trapped over there and have there be an issue where, you know, the other birds don't like them there and just peck at them and give them a hard time.
Yeah. Okay, so Cindy has joined in. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
She says, hello, beautiful people.
Hey, right back at ya. How's things going back there on the East Coast?
Let's see. Since you arrived. Okay, so since we have arrived here, what are the best and worst moments so far?
Well, I can think it's pretty easy to think of the two worst moments.
Mm-hmm.
Worst moment number one. So we drove from the northeast corner of Connecticut down here to the eastern side of the Ozarks in Arkansas. It was a 3-day trip. It was 1,400 miles. I had the trailer hooked to my truck. Well, the camper hooked to my truck. And Missy was behind us in her car.
Yeah.
And both vehicles were loaded right up. So it was a long, stressful 3-day trip. And we pulled down our road.
We were so excited to get here.
And we pulled up to our driveway and we looked in here and it was beautiful. Green pasture like this, which we've never seen it like that. I came in September and planted the last of the fertilizer and my cover crop.
Yep.
And it was pretty dry and barren at that point. So I was like, oh my God, look at it. It's beautiful. We're here. We've arrived. It's awesome. Pulled in the driveway, took a little turn to bring our camper from way back there all the way up to behind the camera and went in the mud. Sunk it right to the axles. And I went from the happiest moment of my life to completely and totally depressed.
It was.
And it took us a week. We were like almost in tears for a week because
it was hard. It was hard to get used to and realizing that our dreams were just kind of like shattered at that point.
Oh yeah, it was devastating. And and it wasn't like, oh well, we'll just pull the camper out. The camper was not going anywhere. I had no idea, but that little corner of the property that I tried to pull the camper through is the wettest spot on our entire 5-acre property. It sunk right down. Now I got it jacked up. I got boards underneath it, got it up, but we stayed there for a month and a half.
Yeah. It was almost 2 months.
Yeah, it was almost 2 months, and that was.
But that's when our friends, It's All Greedy, came to help.
That's right.
That was awesome.
Yeah, It's All Grady came by, and they helped us get it out and get it down where it belongs. And I'm super happy now. I couldn't be any happier. And the next worst day was the day the chicks came and died.
Yeah,
that felt like
tough.
That felt like a failure.
Yeah.
That was pretty rough.
We do realize that we're going to have a lot of failures, but that was tough. watching your
Bec-
birds die
and
for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
We have no idea why.
No idea why, and there was nothing I don't think we were doing anything wrong
No.
at that point. It's hard to say. So those are our two worst. Now, for me, the best really was getting your greenhouses up and breaking ground on our garden. That
Yeah.
was a pivotal big moment for us.
Because that's what we were working toward.
That's right. That's right.
So, okay, so someone else from back east,
Back east.
Jared.
Hey, Jared. How's it
Hi,
going,
Jared.
buddy? Jared's my nephew.
He says he's so happy for us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jared.
Thanks, bud.
I'm very proud of you too, man. You're an awesome guy, and I couldn't be any prouder of you.
All right.
Who else is in there?
Pocomoke Forest.
Yeah.
Forester. I'm having a hard time reading. Saying, hi, Tilted K. They're enjoying our journey.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for following along with our journey, because
yes,
it definitely has been a journey.
It has. And we got a lot going on. I mean, you guys can't see it behind us, but behind the camera is our house foundation. And you can go back to one of our videos. It shows when we came down to put it in. And I think it's in a few of our other videos, but we have to build our own house. And you can see over my corner that way. We got a sawmill, so all the timber that we dropped when we cleared this property, I had the company that did the clearing for us stack it all up, and I'm going to mill all that lumber down myself into 2x4s and planks, and I'm going to build our own house, which is kind of exciting because I'm not a carpenter, I'm a truck driver. So we're going to see how that all plays out. I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do, and I have a little bit of experience in carpentry and house building and framing from when I was young, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mistakes made on this project.
Oh, okay. So, Forrester, they're watching from Maryland, the Eastern Shore.
Oh, Maryland. Okay. Are you guys getting into crabbing season over there in Maryland? Don't they have crabbing season coming up pretty soon? Is that spring or is that fall?
All right. Let's see what else we got.
Well, so look, there's Rocco behind us. Now, Rocco and Bailey did not have a wonderful day today at all.
No.
Dude, are you taking a poop during our live shot? Can you believe that, dog? Anyway.
Gotta go.
Gotta go, you gotta go. All right. Well, anyway, they did not have the best of days today at all. No, they didn't. But in our next you'll have to wait and see. In our next video, we filmed it all for you, and let's just say there was a lot of crying and a lot of barking. They were not happy at all. And I'm not super happy with you right now. I can't believe you just did that.
That's fine. All right.
What else you got?
Let's see. Just another speed bump. This is Cindy. All right, just another speed bumpish moment to start. Now you have how the rain affects the property. Yeah, we do.
Yes. We do know how the rain affects the property. We're actually pretty lucky. This property here it slopes this way just slightly. I'd say it's a half a degree slope.
Yeah. I think in the future, though, we're probably going to put in what you say, a French drain.
That's right. We're going to put a French drain around the house, and up at the top where the greenhouses are, we're going to put a French drain up there just to make sure we don't run into any problems. But we don't have a big flooding issue here where water's coming down off a mountain or something like that. What we do have is any depression that we have in the land, because it's a majority of clay soil, it just turns into a pond. and it'll stay upon for 2 or 3 days. So we've been busy filling those in. I've got a pile of pine mulch back there, and I have a big pile of chicken manure, and I've been mixing those together and filling in the holes, and it'll make great soil later on.
Yeah,
So
it's
it'll
been
be,
working.
yeah, it's been working all
Mhm.
right.
There's also someone else, Francesca.
Hey, Francesca.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Francesca. Let's see.
Let's see what we got.
Marcel Grady.
Marcel
How
Grady.
much do you plan to spend on lumber for your build? Oh, we kind of got into a little bit of that.
I plan on spending that much money on lumber for our build. So most builds you would put down a plywood or an OSB subfloor, and you would use zip board or OSB sheathing around the outside, and similar thing for your sheathing for the roof. So because of the mill, obviously I can do all my own rafters, all my own floor joists and beams and 2x4s. But if you've ever torn into an older house, a house built before the 60s and 70s, all of that outside sheathing underneath clapboard siding or whatever siding they had was just 1x, 1x8s or 1x10s or 1x6s that they put in, and they put tar paper over it. And a lot of your older roofs were the same thing. So I'm going to follow that method. So when it comes to my subfloor, I'm going to lay 1 inch pine boards this way, and then I'll lay my hardwood pine boards this way, and that will be my hardwood floors. And we have a planer, so I'll be able to plane these ones down, make them nice and smooth, and they'll be fine. The outside sheathing will be planks, 1 inch planks. And then I haven't decided whether I'm going to do board and batten on the outside of that or mill up some clapboard. The board and batten is less work on the sawmill and less work to hang up, but the clapboard really looks good. So I haven't decided yet. And then the roof, I'm going to do planks on the roof. Of course, everything will get a vapor barrier on it, and the roof will get a vapor barrier on it too. And we're doing a metal roof. So everything should work out just fine that way. As long as we don't have a fire, everything should hold up to the test of time.
Yeah. So, White Rock Homestead, I'm sorry, I'm still learning your names, but thank you for joining us again. They are looking
Jason and
Tara?
Tara? Jason and Tara.
All right, so we're looking forward to watching you mill. They bought the same mill for a Christmas present, and it's still in the shipping crate.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, we know how that is. Sometimes you just don't have time.
No, and frankly, I bought my mill, 4 months before we even came down here, because I wanted to make sure it was here relatively quick. Now, if you mean you bought the same mill, the same Woodland Mills HM 120 is what we have, and I have a 16-foot track on it. I'm very happy with the mill. I haven't done a lot of cutting on it, but so far I'm very, very happy with it. It's functioning flawlessly. I will tell you, I don't care what you see on YouTube, because I watched a lot of videos about putting this mill together, and they all make it seem like they slapped it together in a day. No.
It was a lot of work.
Put 2 days aside, 8-hour days.
There's a lot of pieces and components to it.
There's a lot of pieces and components, and really you're pretty much probably going to spend almost a full day on the track alone, because the track has to be square and level and all set up just right, because if it's not, then your mill is going to kind of go off to the sides and it's not going to ride right. And then your bunks or your metal pieces that the log sits against, you have to square those up to the bottom bunks so that when you flip into your cut side, everything comes out square. it takes a lot of patience. Excuse me. It takes a lot of patience. But once you get that track down, getting the head put
Yeah.
together, took us like four
Oh,
hours.
and that's heavy.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours to get the head all put together,
Mm-hmm.
oil, gas, and
Yeah.
get running. So
Yeah. You
good luck with
definitely.
that.
Yeah. You definitely need some muscle for that.
I think it was like a 50-page instruction manual, if that tells you anything.
So Cindy wants to know if we think we have enough lumber on our property to build our
Yes.
house.
Yes. In fact,
Yeah.
I think I have way more lumber than I'm going to need already dropped just based on the amount of stuff that I've cut to make some planks, our chicken brooder,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of tables for Missy's greenhouse. I haven't put
Even a dent.
not yet, not even 1%. And I mean, this pile that's over here is probably
Mm-hmm.
75 logs at 20-inch diameter, and they're about 80 feet long. So, and then I have another pile down there, and another pile on the other side, and another pile over there. And of course, if all of that is not enough to build a 24 by 36 house, see all this right here? I can cut that down. It's
If
my
we need
land,
to.
they're my trees,
And I'm
and we're
sure eventually we'll want more pasture.
that's right. And we're right back to freedom. I have
Yep.
the freedom that if I want to cut
Mm-hmm.
down trees on my property,
Yep.
I'm going to cut them down and mill them.
Marcel said it's nice. 0 is the perfect number.
Zero is a perfect number. When it comes to purchasing things, 0 is an absolutely perfect number.
Yeah.
So,
So, I hope I'm saying this right. Pocomoke Forester says yes. Chesapeake Bay crab season is just starting.
oh, awesome.
I know.
Awesome. That's great.
That's one thing that we do miss here is seafood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, well, there is a million fantastic things going on here in
Yeah.
Arkansas. Seafood,
It's not
it's
one of
not one
them.
of them. I mean, when we lived in Connecticut, I was 35 minutes from the pier.
Yeah.
I could go get lobsters, I could go get
Yeah.
Atlantic salmon, I could get anything I wanted. And I could just go down to the pier and get it and in
But
two
also
hours
our
have it home.
grocery stores back there
Yeah.
had seafood.
They had seafood
Fresh
and
seafood
it
all
was
the time.
and there were several seafood markets
Yes,
that
markets.
just did
Mhm.
seafood because it's right there. You're right on the Atlantic coast. Now you can get some seafood here in Arkansas. The problem is the closest ocean is the Gulf down by Louisiana and maybe Mississippi, um, and the cost to get that up here. I mean, to get a good piece of haddock or something like that, you're probably paying $12 a pound.
Oh yeah, no, I
It,
checked out salmon here, and right now it's like crazy.
yeah, and it's Walmart salmon, and it was
So it's
like
prepackaged, but
so it's
still
like a 2 pound piece of salmon.
for like $25.
Yeah, $25. So, and that same piece of salmon would have costed me like $8-10 back
Yeah.
home. So we're not gonna get a lot of
Well,
seafood.
back east, we are home.
We are home now, back east, back at our old place. So
So Cindy wants to know if we miss anything in New England besides her. Yes, I miss you so much.
We do miss you. We miss family and friends.
Yeah,
It's
we do.
very, very difficult being away from family and friends. Um, it's not lonely, but we sometimes feel a bit isolated because we don't really know a lot of people down here. We have neighbors across the street. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really good people, but they have their life. We have ours. We're both real busy, so we don't get to hang as much. And we're lucky we got to meet Marcel and Denise and Gage from It's All Grady,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fantastic folks, and we really love hanging out with them. But they're busy doing. We're busy doing ours, so
It's yeah.
it's not like and because we're homesteading, we don't get the weekend off. Like
No.
sometimes I'm like, what day is it today?
Yeah, we don't even know half the time.
It's not like we go to work Monday through Friday and then take the weekends off. We work pretty much every single day doing something. Now, it's going to rain this Friday, so we're not going to do anything outside, but I'm going to be inside.
But I can still work in my greenhouses.
She can work in the greenhouse. Yeah. I'll be in the camper doing paperwork, bookkeeping, editing. I'll be doing editing and making phone calls, making arrangements for things. So every day is pretty much a work day. The only day we've really taken to just do nothing was the day we hung out with the Grady's.
Yeah, couple of days
that we went and hung out with the Grady's. The first time we met them, and the second time we met them, we went and helped them with their core fill. But really, it didn't feel like work. They're such awesome people that it was just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Shooting the breeze. Just happened to be pouring concrete at the same time, so no big deal.
Okay, so White Rock Homestead said we have the same 122 track extension too.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, I think we are due for a meetup pretty soon.
Yeah, he says he knows who to call.
Yes.
For troubleshooting.
Are you guys going to be coming to the farmers market this Saturday? Leave us a comment. Missy will read it, because then we'll get a chance to meet.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be great. And if not, we'll set up a time.
Then we'll know more people.
And we can get a nice little community going here of homesteaders and like-minded people, and because nobody knows what we're going through except us. Like if you haven't lived in your camper while building your home and developing your land and
trying to make a living
at it, you really probably don't quite understand how we're like, what did we do?
Hello, Robert Young from Southeast Missouri. Welcome.
Southeast Missouri. Awesome. Well, you can't possibly be too well, Southeast Missouri. No, he's probably not too far away.
Let's see. Do you plan on doing a full-on septic or joining us in? No, we have a septic.
We have a full-on septic. So
there's nothing wrong with composting toilets, but it's just not for us.
No, actually, we had the septic installed last spring. Once we had our house foundation in, that was the next thing I started contracting to do. So we have a full septic and leach field already installed, and we have a piece of corrugated pipe that comes out of the camper and goes all the way around so we don't trip over it, and runs into our septic where it would come out of the ground for the house. And we haven't had any problems with it. No smell, no nothing like that. No. So it's worked out just fine.
All right. So I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but It's All Greedy wants to know what's in our garden.
What is in our garden? Okay, so right now, today I planted okra. I planted a heavy hitter okra, Star of David okra,
red spot. No, wait.
Crimson spineless okra,
and red something.
And red something. 4 different kinds of okra. Now I planted those in today, and the other day we planted radish, beets,
several different kinds of lettuce,
kale, Swiss chard,
yep,
bok choy, bush beans, and then long beans.
Mm-hmm.
So we sowed all of that from seed. Right now we're seeing the kale come up, and of course radish. Like
radishes are coming up.
If you plant radish and take a nap, it'll be ready to eat by the time you wake up. That stuff is amazing. So
all right.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Missy planted a row of corn.
Oh, I forgot all about my
I
corn.
forgot about the corn. Missy planted a row of that colorful ornamental
It's
corn.
ornamental corn so that I can sell it at the farmer's market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She wanted ornamental corn, so we made sure there was a row
Yeah.
available, and she got corn.
All right. So Cindy wants to know if there's going to be a barn raising
If there's going to be a barn raising,
happening in the future.
there might be a barn raising in the future. I don't necessarily think we're going to have a barn. So where our camper is over here, it's pretty much right next to where the house is going to be. And my plan is to put a pole barn over the camper to protect it from the weather. And so even if there's a rainstorm, we can come out of the camper and be outside without getting wet. And then once the house was built, the camper will come out of it eventually, and that will just be a barn.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll have help, if that's what you're asking, Cindy.
No, that was. Oh wait, yes, it was Cindy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be a barn building like community. Like I don't think the Amish are coming over to help me build my barn. But there might be people around who would like to participate in that adventure.
Maybe.
And if they do, I'd be very, very grateful. So
Okay, so this is also on the end of Cindy. She said that we're doing quite nicely on our tans. Please use sunscreen. We try to use sunscreen if we remember, but we are outside just about every day if it's not raining.
That's right. And we are using sunscreen.
Yeah.
And bug spray. That's another thing. Let me tell you something. Everything in Arkansas either bites you, pricks you, or stings you. And I don't care if it's an insect, an animal, or a plant. I can't even show you guys. I'm just covered in little scabs and welts and picker bush marks everywhere. It's horrible. Now, we have had a few ticks here, but not bad. But you know what? I will say one thing about this area of Arkansas. Not a mosquito in sight.
No, there's no mosquitoes, but there's a lot of
mosquitoes.
flies.
There's a lot of flies.
But I understand why, because there's a lot of livestock around.
Yeah, there's a lot of cattle. I mean, we're pretty much so behind the camera where you are. There's a cattle ranch on the other side of our property through the woods. And excuse me.
So we can actually hear them on most days.
Yeah, most
when
days
they're back there.
we can hear the cattle back there. And then back this way, across our road and across our neighbor's property behind there is a chicken operation. And they have, I don't even know, I think it's 8 or 10, maybe even 12 of those long chicken barns. And they probably got millions of chickens in there.
They do.
They've got tons and tons of chickens. When they harvest their chickens, the semi-tractor trailers go by on our road 24/7 for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything about the number of chickens. And I doubt they're even harvesting every single barn.
No, probably not.
So all that chicken manure and all that livestock back there, and it's a quarter mile away. And then the cows on this side, and there's cows over that way. It just lends for a high fly population. So
all right. So It's All Greedy says that that sounds amazing. I'm not sure if you guys are talking about the barn raising or the garden. But and then White Rock Homestead said they'll help for sure. So it might be the barn raising.
That's very, very nice of you to offer, and we may take you up on that. Yep. You just never know. It's going to be a project putting that up, but if I can get all the timber cut and prepped, I mean, really, it shouldn't be much more than a good day's work. It's just a pole barn. I mean, it's poles and a roof. That's all there is to it. It's pretty basic, simple setup. So,
all right. So, Cindy wants to know what Rocco and Bailey think of their new home.
Rocco and Bailey love their new home.
I think
They really do.
really have become accustomed to being outside all the time.
Yes.
They like just roaming. They don't have to be on leashes.
No.
They're
No.
good.
No, they really love it. And Rocco is pretty much when Rocco goes outside and we come out to start our workday, he goes to the top of the property where our little driveway comes into the property and he lays down right next to it. So nobody can come onto the property with him knowing. And if by chance UPS comes by, he can run right up and see him.
Yes.
And then Bailey, believe it or not, see Bailey.
He likes being outside with us, but only for a short time.
Only for a short time. See, Bailey has kind of a prima donna complex going on where Bailey does not like to lay down unless he has cushioning underneath him.
He likes comfort.
He likes comfort. So when he comes out for the day, if we don't see him, we'll come back to the camper and he's sitting, laying in our camp chairs.
Yeah.
So he won't lay on the rocks. Every once in a while on a really hot day, he'll sprawl out on the grass and he'll rub his back on the grass and then he'll flop over and lay there. But he's only there for like a half hour. And he's right back over here and he's at the camp chair. He's in the camper right now. I guarantee you he's up on his bed.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely on the couch.
Snoring.
His bed is on the couch.
Yeah, because he's...
The bed on the floor is just not good enough.
Yeah. And that's fine up there. His bed's up there, so he's not doing anything to the couch. So, and we don't sit there.
Let's see. It's all greedy. The mosquitoes come later.
Oh,
How
the
much
mosquitoes.
later?
Yeah.
We've been here in June. We've been here in July and in August. And we've never seen that many mosquitoes.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of mosquitoes here. Now, I know you guys have the pond on your property, so you might be getting more mosquitoes than we do here because
that's true.
We don't have a lot of bodies of water around us right now. I mean, the river is about 3 miles away, but that's about it. We don't have a lot of standing water.
Thanks, Marcel.
Oh, thanks, Marcel.
He says we're doing really good.
Oh, thank you. Well, It's All Grady encouraged us to do these lives.
Yeah.
And I was very hesitant to do them because
it's live.
It's live.
You can't edit anything.
You can't edit anything. I don't know what I'm going to say in a live. God only knows what might come out of my mouth. And then I'd offend somebody or I'd make myself look stupid. So I was very hesitant for a while, but this is going pretty good, but we're not done yet. Anything could happen.
All right. So let's see. There was a bunch of comments going back and forth.
Is there anybody new that you don't recognize? We can do a shout out to?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Francesco, she was talking to It's All Grady and...
Hi, Francesco.
Francesca,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Let's see. Life. With some of the wood, you could build a little doggy bed platform.
You're right. We could, and I probably will. So there's no room for something like that in our camper right now.
No, but it might entice him to stay outside.
It might. I guess I would probably have to get like a piece of canvas and then and lash it to it so it's got a little bit of spring. But that's a good idea. I might think about that.
Yeah.
But they will get their own dog houses. It's just they're going to have to live the rough life like us until some of the more creature comforts get built around here.
Aw, It's All Grady saying hit the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit that thumbs up. And, if you're new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe. We got stuff going on here. I don't think you'll be disappointed, or at least I hope you won't be.
Oh, Cindy wants to know is the last thing I think about before going to sleep at night. Oh my God, there are so many things that run through my head every single night.
Oh.
It actually takes me forever to fall asleep because there's so much going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm usually being kept awake by what I've got to get done the next day. Or at least hoping that I decide that the project that I'm going to get done is the right project to get done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you pick a project, you finish it, and then you realize, oh, I should have done this other thing first.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a tough one. I can't even just pick one thing.
But
Because there's so many things that I think about, and it's not even just here. I think about friends and family back home, and
yeah,
yeah.
we got a lot going on. But I'll tell you what, on the nights that we do get a good night's sleep and it's comfortable, I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay, here's somebody that I'm not familiar with. FTF.
FTF.
They say hello, Tilted K. Hello,
Hey,
and welcome.
welcome.
And they want to know, how did we get our channel name?
Okay, how did we get our channel name? That's a good question. Okay, so our last name begins, or my last name, Missy's married last name, begins with a K. And we have always chosen a path a little different than most people. And we were toying around with the name, and I thought of Crooked K because it's a little off. And Missy didn't really like Crooked K. No. So I said, well, what about Tilted K? And, I could picture a logo with a K kind of tilted over, just a little bit off of what everybody else does. And we thought about it for a little while, and Tilted K Homestead is what we came up with.
Yeah, and then we had a family member help us design the
That's right.
logo that we have now.
Shout out to Eric and my cousin Julie. Eric is a graphic designer, and I had a very rudimentary logo, and I sent it up to them because he's phenomenally talented and has all the computer programs to do that. And he was super kind, and he hooked us up with the logo you see now, and we couldn't be happier with it. It's fantastic. So
I don't know, Francesca.
what did she ask?
She writes, "Isn't there a Tilted Kilt beer?"
There is a Tilted Kilt beer, and there is a Tilted Kilt chain of restaurants.
Oh, okay.
I knew that, but I wasn't thinking of the Tilted Kilt when I thought of the name Tilted K. I can see how you would come up with the similarities there, but I'm part Scottish. I guess I could put a kilt on, but I know the Tilted Kilt Company would have a big problem with me using their trademark name, and I wouldn't do that anyway. We're pretty happy with Tilted K.
All right, so let's
a side note to that, if you guys are watching,
he says he loves it. That was a good idea.
Oh, great. Side note to that, if you watched the end of our videos, and we mention it sometimes, our moniker or our saying, a lot of channels have a saying, dream it, believe it,
and live
it, is ours, and it appears at the end of our videos. And I came up with that laying in bed one night in the middle of the night, and I leaned over to Missy and I said, Missy, what about a theme saying for our channel? She says, yeah, what do you got? I said, dream it, believe it, live it. And she went, oh, that's really good. So we try and use that, and it's not just a catchphrase. It's kind of our whole journey. I mean, it started as a dream. We started watching The Last Alaskans and different shows about, rural living. And we always said, oh, that would be awesome. I'd love to be able to do something like that. That'd be great. And then in 2017, we sold our home. And when we sold the home, I said, I'm never going to have a mortgage again. we had a horrible mortgage. We bought in 2005. It was just a bad scenario. And I said, I'm never going to do it again. And at that point, I said, Missy, I'm going to build a log cabin in the woods. We're going to buy a small piece of property. I'm going to build a log cabin, and that's how we're going to live. And we're going to be debt free, and it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be wonderful. And she looked at me and went, okay, let's see where this is going to go.
I know. I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure about the whole YouTube thing either.
Yeah.
That was all his idea.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I even wanted to be part of it.
Yeah.
But here I am.
Here we are. and that log cabin went from a log cabin to a tiny house,
Yeah.
to a shed to house, to the house that we're going to build now.
And it's pretty much a tiny house that we're building.
Yeah, it's tiny enough. I mean, it's 24 by 36, and but we did. A lot of people back then said, "Oh, you're crazy! Don't just go get another mortgage, buy another house. It'll be all right. You'll be done paying for it when you're 97. It'll be okay." And I said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it." And here we are. We own this 5 acres outright.
Mm-hmm.
We have no mortgage. We have no debt. All our cars are paid off. And campers paid off. And we're going to do it. We're going to do what we dreamed that we were going to do.
All right. So, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
From Missouri. Hi, Carol.
Hey, from Missouri.
Thanks for joining us.
How are you?
All right.
What did she have to say?
She said hello from Missouri.
Oh, hello from Missouri. Well, hello from Arkansas. So
see.
Here in Arkansas, we're in Arkansan. What are you in Missouri? Are you a Missourian?
I think so.
Put it down in the comments. I'd like to know because I wasn't sure when we moved to Arkansas how to pronounce what we would be. We would be Arkansans, Arkansans, but we're Arkansans.
Yes. White Rock Homestead. I thought the tilted K was Scottish with a question mark. Ha ha ha. She says yes, she's Scottish.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm Scottish and German.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I know, probably a mutt. I probably have a little bit of everything in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Missy, what are you?
French. Scottish.
And
I have a little bit of Indian.
A little bit of Indian. Oh, well, I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Well, so be it.
All right. Robert Young, just want to say you would never know that this is your first live. You're doing great. Just be yourselves and have no worries.
Oh,
right,
thanks. Hey, thanks. That's really nice
it's very
of you.
encouraging. Thank you very much.
Oh, and we got like 10, 12 more minutes left, guys. If you have any other questions for us,
I'm trying to
make sure you get them in there. I'll be happy to try and answer them for you.
Let's see. Trying to get through.
Like I said, everything in Arkansas bites, man. I got itchy all over.
Michigan Life.
Life.
We go to the Renaissance Festival here in Michigan, and Jason wears a kilt.
Oh, really?
So,
well, I'll tell you what. Back east, where we used to live, now we don't live there anymore, so we don't have to worry about privacy. We lived at a summer camp for kids. It was a 4-H summer camp, and we stayed in the director's camp back there. And in the fall and in the spring, they would have the medieval. It wasn't like a medieval fair. It was more role play. It was the Enchanted Forest and the Wizards of something. And they were 2 different groups, and they would have hundreds of people that would come to the 4-H because it's got all the cabins that the kids stayed in and 300 acres out there. And they would do mock sword fights and mock battles and stuff. And we'd see them 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
They'd be there. And hey, look, each his own. I don't care. If you're having fun, go have fun. I mean, I used to play cops and robbers when I was a kid, so that's all good.
Yeah. Let's see. Robert Young again. I don't know where you're from, Robert. So, but he says, remember, other people's opinions are none of your business because they will always have them good or bad. Just be yourselves and don't worry. I love you all. I rate you all with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars.
Oh,
I
wow.
had to count them.
Well, thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm actually
All right.
enjoying doing the live
And,
now.
and yes, now that we're actually doing it, it's nice to have that interaction back and forth, even though we can't see you guys.
Nope, nope. But Missy's doing a fantastic
All
job
right.
keeping up with the comments.
So, White Rock says there's nothing better than waking up knowing you own your own property debt free.
That
Absolutely.
absolutely, there is nobody can tell me what to do on my property. They can't.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about making a payment. Again, we're right back to freedom. There is a freedom in owning your own land outright.
Yep. They own their 10 acres too.
Oh,
Michigan
awesome.
Life. Michigan Life above.
Oh, nice. Now, Michigan Life above the 45th parallel. Does that mean that you're up in the UP? And if so, are you guys done with winter now? Because as a truck driver, I went up to the UP only a couple times, and I think one of them was around this time in May. And I don't know if it was a lake effect snow or something like that, but it still felt like winter to me.
All right. So, Pocomoke Forester writes, put a kilt on at your 1,000 subscribers. Laughing out loud.
Put a kilt on at the 1,000 subscribers.
I don't have a problem putting a kilt on.
No, well, yeah, no, why would you?
But he might.
I actually don't have a problem putting a kilt on. I don't have a kilt. I don't know where I would get a kilt, but I'll tell you what, if we hit 1,000 subscribers and I wear a kilt, it'll be because of you. So you're just going to have to keep watching videos until we get there to see if your suggestion pays off. How's that?
So, let's see. Michigan deers.
Michigan deers?
That's what they're called in Michigan. Michigan Life above the 45th parallel.
It says Michigan deers?
That's what it says.
Oh, really?
Michigan deers?
Oh.
Michigan deers?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, Marcel, life is good.
Yes, life is good.
I don't know what that comment was to, but life is good.
Tell you, it's that time of night, guys, where all the bug bites are starting to get itchy.
Marcel also says it's a Arkansnizzle.
Arkansnizzle. Arkansnizzle. Okay, that sounds good. Arkansnizzle. Now, I think Marcel is Middle European. I think he made strudel. Let me know, Marcel. I think you made strudel a few videos ago.
It wasn't strudel, was it?
Was it strudel?
No.
Anyway, it looked fantastic what he was making, but it reminded me of like a...
It was a soup.
Yeah,
with
almost
cabbage.
With cabbage. I thought it was like an Austrian type of like Northern German Austrian.
He's probably thinking.
Yeah, I'm probably way off. You know what? I'll go back. I will watch the video again so that I'm right. And the next live, I'll get it right. I apologize.
Okay, so Cindy says that she is so impressed. Great job for your first live show, making your dreams come true. I agree. With Pocomoke. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and I'm really sorry that I'm messing up your name.
Pocomoke?
Pocomoke?
Is it Pocomoke?
Pocomoke?
There's a Pocomoke River.
Well,
could be Pocomoke.
Eric should put a kilt on.
Oh, everybody says Eric should put a kilt on. Well, maybe I will put a kilt on. I'll tell you what, guys. If we hit 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours by the end of May, I promise you right now, and anybody who really knows me knows when I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I do it. 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 more watch hours by the end of May, I will wear a kilt and I will work this farm for the day in a kilt.
In a kilt.
How's that?
All
All
right.
you got to do is hit that subscribe and watch every video all the way through.
All right. Lisa from Kentucky. She says, "Hi, guys. I am loving your channel."
Hey,
Well,
from Kentucky.
Welcome, Lisa, and thank you so much.
Kentucky, wasn't it a big weekend for you? Isn't the Kentucky Derby either last weekend or next weekend?
That's right.
I believe it is. Are you anywhere near the Derby?
Let's see. Lisa.
Well, while you're looking for that,
I know.
while she's looking through that,
That's what
guys,
happens when I try to talk and try to read at the same time.
No, that's fine. So we are getting pretty close to the end of it here. And for Missy and I and Rocco and Bailey, we really want to make sure that we get the chance to thank you all for coming to our first live.
Okay. He wrote it out. Whoever it was wrote it out. Poke-a-moke. There we go.
Poke-a-moke. Okay, Poke-a-moke.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And thank you all for coming to our first live. I think we'll do this again.
We definitely will.
Yeah,
this was actually really fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun. And we'll probably try and do this once a week. I picked today. We're going to try and see if we can make it on Wednesdays, but there's some channels out on the western side of Arkansas that are extremely popular. And I think they do some lives on Wednesday too. So I don't want to create any kind of controversy or try and compete with them, because I'm not trying to compete with them. I'd like to collaborate with them, and I don't want to take anything from them. So I've got to just check that out and see when they're doing their lives so that it doesn't jive with anybody else.
It was a schnitzel with homemade noodles.
It was schnitzel. It wasn't strudel. It was schnitzel. That's right. And that is Scandinavian / Austrian, Northern German traditional meal, I believe.
All right. Let's see. The Derby is this weekend, and I am about 2 hours away.
Oh, so, well, are you going to go to the Derby? Are you going to watch the Derby? Or are you like us when it was race day? Because we had a racetrack near where we lived. We never wanted to have anything to do with the races.
No.
Because it was right there.
Because it's horses.
Yeah, no, horse racing is it's the sport of kings.
So it was car racing that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a horse track.
Couldn't listen to anymore.
Yeah, no, every Sunday it was all Saturday and all Sunday.
Not to mention the fact that I actually did part-time work at that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I lived next to that track for close to 40 years, and I think I went in to see a race once, maybe twice. Just had no appeal for it. I like racing. I like auto racing. I like NASCAR. I really don't watch anymore since Mark Martin retired. It kind of lost its thrill for me. I kind of like that old man.
Okay, let's see. Cindy says she loves us. I love you too.
Love you too.
Bob Beachy, interesting live. Y'all have good information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you watching and spending the time with us.
Yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Let's see. White Rock. High on the hill was a lonely goat herd. Ladio.
Oh, that's right. From Sound of Music.
Okay. Yep. Oh, Cindy would know that too.
All righty, guys. Well, that's about it for our hour. We're going to wrap it up here. Again, we really thank you all for stopping by the homestead and hanging out with us. We hope that you'll subscribe to our channel. and subscribe to White Rock and subscribe to It's All Grady. And you know what? Go subscribe to some of the other channels that were in the comments. I haven't
Michigan
checked
Life.
Michigan Life. I see them in the comments of All Grady all the time.
Yep.
And I watched one of your videos, I think, but I haven't had the time to get in there yet and get in depth. But I promise I will very soon. And check it out. All right, guys.
Glenda. Sorry we missed you, but you can watch the replay.
Yes,
So
yes.
we'll catch you next time.
We'll see you on the next one, guys. We'll
All
take
right.
care. Bye.
Bye, guys. All right. So I guess that wasn't that bad.